She texted her mother at 8:55 a.m. "Good morning, about to go for a run." By 9:28 a.m., her smartwatch recorded her final heartbeat. By noon, her body was found 65 feet off a trail in the woods. Laken Riley was 22 years old, a nursing student with her whole future ahead of her. And the man who took that future from her had been peeping through a girl's dormitory window just 1 hour before he crossed Laken's path. What happened between that morning text and that final heartbeat, and why did a law named after her have to exist before America finally paid attention? Laken Hope Riley was born on January 10, 2002, in Marietta, Georgia. She was an athlete, a cross-country runner, a compassionate young woman who dreamed of becoming a nurse. By 2024, she was enrolled at Augusta University's College of Nursing, studying at their Athens campus, the same city as the University of Georgia. She had just made the dean's list. She had just received her nursing white coat. She was 6 months from graduation. On the morning of February 22, 2024, she laced up her shoes and headed out for her usual jog along the UGA trail near the intramural fields. It was supposed to be an ordinary morning. At 9:03 a.m., Laken called her mother. The call connected. Then at 9:10 a.m., she dialed 911 using her phone's SOS function. The call lasted over a minute. A struggle was heard on the recording. No voice except the dispatcher. Then silence. Her garment watch recorded her heart stopping at 9:28 a.m. Her roommates, when she didn't come home, went searching. Police received a call around noon reporting she hadn't returned from her jog. Less than an hour later, her body was found near the lake, 65 feet off the trail, in the woods, hidden from view. She had sustained 8 blunt force injuries to the left side of her skull. She had fought back hard, and that fight left critical evidence on her killer's skin. Here is what makes this case unbearable. At 8 a.m. that same morning, a full hour before Laken was attacked, a UGA student had called 911 to report a man peeping through her dormitory window and trying to open her front door. Surveillance cameras captured the suspect fleeing into the woods near the dormitory. That man was Jose Antonio Ibarra. He was never caught that morning. 1 hour later, less than 1,000 feet from that same dormitory, Laken Riley pressed SOS on her phone. The university never sent an alert, students were never warned, and Laken paid the price. Who is Jose Antonio Ibarra? He was 26 years old, a Venezuelan national who had illegally crossed the U.S.-Mexico border near El Paso in September 2022. He was apprehended by federal authorities and released into the country. He eventually settled in Athens, Georgia, where his brother lived, an apartment less than a mile from the UGA campus. Before the murder, he had already been cited for shoplifting on campus. Investigators described the killing as a crime of opportunity. Ibarra saw Laken jogging alone and made a calculated, predatory decision. He was not mentally disturbed. He was not acting in a frenzy. He chose her. And prosecutors later told the court that Laken died because she refused to let him rape her. Here is what I want you to think about. 1 hour before Laken was attacked, campus police were literally chasing this same man away from a dormitory window. A 911 call had been made. He was on camera, and no alert was sent to students. So my question to you is this: could Laken Riley have been saved? Drop your answer in the comments below. Jose Ibarra is serving life in prison without the possibility of parole, and in March 2026, a judge rejected his request for a new trial, calling the evidence against him overwhelming and powerful. Justice was served, but justice didn't bring Laken back. Her father is now suing the University of Georgia, arguing their failure to warn students that morning made them complicit in her death. I believe he is right. When you have a predator on camera,
caught in the act fleeing into the same woods where a student will be attacked 1 hour later, silence is not neutrality, silence is negligence. But the Laken Riley story doesn't end with a verdict, it ends with a law and a haunting new case on a different campus that is making Americans ask whether that law came too late. In our next episode, we are covering the case being called Laken Riley 2.0, an 18-year-old college freshman shot dead near her campus, and another suspect with a strikingly familiar background. Subscribe now, because this one will shake you.